Our folks are not state employees, and so they're no longer eligible for state health care or state pensions, which tend to be fairly generous packages. I mean, we're more in common with what you'd find at a nonprofit or a small business, because we have only 60 people's worth of purchasing power for things like health insurance. So I think the state, the state's running its money through us, so whatever money we aren't spending on employee benefits and salary, we can dedicate towards other marketing expenses. So I would suspect, without having the numbers in front of me, that it's cost us lower to have an employee based on what the state was paying to have an employee, because nobody got a pay increase when they about half of our people moved from state government into this new organization. Now, what we have done with private funding, because you couldn't do this with public funding anyway, is we've built in place a performance-based compensation system, which is tied to the kinds of metrics and targets that would have been hard to see in state government, let alone reward or hold people accountable for. That's something that our board of primarily business owners helped develop and sign off on. But that basically allows us to really reward people who are truly performing in a way that would have been hard to do when they were in state government. My first 10 years in economic development I spent with a state agency in Ohio, and the joke was every year everyone would get the same 2% salary increase. You could be the star performer or you could be dead weight. Everybody gets 2%, and any of you who manage people, you know that that's a flawed system for holding on to your best performers. What's going to happen is your best performers get frustrated and they leave, and you're left with people who aren't necessarily the best performers, and that's not a recipe for any kind of organizational success.